Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to Popternative. This is the talk show and podcast where we have digital discussions, worlds of TV, film, news, pop culture, everything really. Depending on the guest, we talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. On social media, you know me as PD Beats. We're speaking to Clark Furlong, who's an actor. You'll recognize him for shows like Prodigal Son, Euphoria, and he's going to be in Liseys Story, which is coming on Apple TV+. Clark, welcome to Popternative.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to chat with you. When did you know that acting and storytelling was something you wanted to do?
That's a good question. I've always been a performer. Performing has always been in our family.
Yep.
I started playing violin when I was 4, and in violin there's rehearsals. So I was always on stage and always performing. Now, I don't remember when it exactly happened that I was like, yes, acting is the thing. But I do remember when I made the decision to switch from both acting and dancing to just barreling straight into acting, which happened when I was 9. After, I think it was, I'm probably remembering it wrong. I think it was after a production of Billy Elliot. No, that's when I made the decision to go into acting and dancing.
It's interesting because that you are like a big time storyteller, because dancing as well as storytelling. We say acting and storytelling. I mean, dancing, I feel like is like the biggest perfect example of storytelling, and people don't realize it.
It's a great way of storytelling. And not a lot of people see it that way, but once you get into it, it really is. Absolutely.
Already you have been able to be in some really, really cool, amazing shows. You're acting, obviously, we're going to talk about Liseys Story. But acting is obviously something you're focusing on, Clark, but a lot of people also gravitate towards behind the camera as well, acting, writing, and directing, doing kind of the triple threat. Do you see that down the road for you as well, or do you want to just focus on acting as your main focus?
Well, I actually, on the last day of shooting for Liseys Story, I was allowed to shadow Darius, our DP, for the day.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. It was amazing. So maybe I really enjoy it. Being behind the camera as well as in front of it. I have made since then 2 short films and really enjoyed the process. So who knows?
You never know. Well, we're going to talk about Liseys Story. I mean, amazing cast, miniseries, Stephen King, Julianne Moore, Clive Owen. I mean, that's all you have to say right away. You know what I mean? But besides that, because that's just going to sell, that's the selling point right there. People are in, you know what I mean? What else can you tell us about this project and about your role as well?
Well, to understand that, you need a little bit of context.
Yeah.
So, Liseys Story is about a widow who's played by Julianne Moore, who's going through her dead husband's writing, who is played by Clive Owen, and how when she delves into his world and what she finds out about him and what it's like. And my character, Paul, I am the husband's older brother in flashbacks. That really helped to build the tension of the story. What was
the preparation like for something like that? Because it's a flashback scene. Obviously, you go in, you have lines like any other scene, right? But it's a flashback scene, and you're no stranger to flashback scenes.
No.
So what was that like for this specific flashback like sequence?
I mean, it's been the same, or relatively the same. You know, for this, I read the book beforehand, which gave me a lot of context, because actually none of us, the actors, were provided with the script other than what had our actual lines on it, which was really crazy because it was so top secret. So that was really helpful to read the book beforehand.
Oh, absolutely. So now we can talk about that other flashback we were talking about. I mean, Euphoria, smash hit, Zendaya, just like unbelievable show. You were part of the backstory flashback of Jules. You played young Jules. I mean, what was that whole experience like for you? And did you have a chance to look at because there's some like powerful acting in that episode. Like it's crazy. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, gosh, where to start?
I know, it was crazy.
So, a lot of people think that was actually a lot more recent than it was. I was actually 11 when I did that, and I turned 12 on set. So, for me, playing Jules was really about being true to that character. And when you boil Jules down, it really comes out to she is utterly alone. And no one will ever understand what she is going through and how she feels about herself. And she's been completely betrayed by the person who she trusted most in this world.
Yep.
So when I got on set, my job was to be as true to that kind of character as I could.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
the reception though was crazy. I mean, you're on social media and everything, you and your family. Like that was a crazy reception to that episode.
It was. It really was. I was very surprised.
It's crazy. I mean, what would you say is your favorite? We talk about like the storytelling and you like the dancing and everything. What's your favorite thing about being a storyteller? Is there something you like about this idea of like playing pretend for a living? Because that's like what you do.
Gosh. My favorite thing about being a storyteller is probably that it's an adventure each time. It's something new each time that I get into it.
Yep.
You know, there's always something to be improved upon. So there's always something that I can work on.
Absolutely.
And there's always something new to master.
No, that's perfect. I mean, it's crazy too how we are in the golden age of not only content but specifically TV. And you know, we talked about Euphoria and Liseys Story coming out. And you were in Prodigal Son, which a lot of people enjoyed as well. And there's so much amazing content in TV right now. Are you is that something that you go into every time? Where obviously you work on a lot of different projects, but TV right now seems to be like a lot of good stuff is coming is series and mini-series and shows. That's crazy right now, the TV versus other means and content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that though? Like TV has really come to play.
It has. Where was I? I was at a talk at Mary Washington University here, and I realized wow, TV is taking over the entire entertainment industry because people, instead of, sitting down for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours in some cases of movies, every week, people can get together and they have that experience over and over and over again when it comes to each of the episodes.
Yep.
So people are more invested in series, and I think that has a large part to play in why I think we're going to see a lot more TV series coming out than feature films in the near future.
Absolutely. Clark, thank you so much for coming on Popternative to chat. I really appreciate it.
It's been so much fun talking to you.
So Liseys Story, people are going to be able to see that soon. It's going to be coming out.
Yep, June 4th.
June 4th. Oh, it's a calm before the storm. What's that been like for you? It's almost out.
I am on the edge of my seat. I cannot wait.
Absolutely. And where can people follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything?
You can find me on Instagram at I am Clark Furlong and Facebook at Clark Furlong.
Amazing. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative. For previous episodes, you soon will be able to catch Clark Furlong in Liseys Story on Apple TV+. Until next time, it's just Clark and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.